you probably don't know you have. You know,
Mhm.
that's one of the reasons why I'm working on this pavilion of mine, because I got a great big old fireplace on it, and I'm going to be out there doing a fireside chat, or reading my Bible, or just playing a guitar, or trying to learn how to play the guitar, and
Yeah.
just having moments out there, because too much time in our lives goes by when we're not building moments, and I think
Yeah.
those are when we recharge too.
Mhm. That's critical in times like this. Men and women interacting with each other, helping each other, coming beside each other, letting
That's
you
right.
know that hey, we're not all the same. We're not all from the same place. We're not all in the same spot, but we can all kind of help each other out on the journey, add a little bit to each other, and whatever. Man, I think that's something that needs to be done. Something that I'm glad that I'm able to be a part of, and man, I love seeing it, man.
Spurring each other on,
That's
Yeah.
right. And
right?
I tell you what, I tell you another neat cool thing is, and Sean, both you and Todd can probably talk to this better than I will. Is like, let's be honest. I mean, going to the beach over 500 pounds, or something like that, is
Yeah.
probably not on the agenda, is it?
No, it
No.
wasn't on the agenda.
It's funny you kind of said that actually, because my brother's been to Hawaii the last, I don't know, 2 out of the last 3 years, and he's like, you got to get there because I've never seen the ocean, and he's like, you got to come to Hawaii. This place is amazing. And
Yeah.
and so that's kind of one of the plans. But I was like, I avoided hot weather, sand, water. I avoided all
Sun,
that.
sunlight.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We laugh at that, but that's really, I mean, and we got Bill Knott in the house. Hello, Bill. Good to
Hey,
see you,
Bill.
brother. You know, we make light of it because of the serious nature of it, you know,
Hmm.
and and I know that Todd's going to talk to it, and Sean's going to talk to it. But you remember watching oh gosh, now I'm going to want it. What that movie where the guy lived in a little village his whole life?
Truman Show?
Yeah, the Truman Show,
Oh yeah.
right? I'm feeling. And remember at the end when he getting out and walking out and turning it off and walking away from it, and everybody's screaming. The guy in the tub is hot, and the old ladies are doing their thing. That's how I feel when people break away from the bondage of this weight. And when
Hmm.
Bill walks out of his house, it's going to be like this resounding thing. Todd, when you do that, Sean, I'm sure you had your moment. You were like, I'm free. When I watch Carnivore Kip jogging from one pole to the next, you know,
Hmm.
I
Totally.
mean,
Yeah.
come on. If
Yeah,
that
my
doesn't give you goosebumps, you're dead.
my
Oh
biggest
yeah.
day was when I got to get back in my car and drive again. That was huge.
Wow.
Holy
Hmm.
Yeah,
mackerel.
I can imagine.
Yeah, man. Like the journey is part of the best part, and you don't realize it until you get out of it. And I just tell you
Amen.
that. I tell you that for one thing for sure. When it comes to the weight loss, and you get so focused on the goal that you don't realize how and the journey is so enjoyable, and like you are in such a different place already in that journey that when you get out of it, man, like one of the things that I'm finding that I even talked with somebody else about this today, once you get to that goal, it's
Doesn't
almost
work.
it's a dangerous
Disappointment.
place. Well, it's a dangerous place to be because like you find yourself like wondering what in the world do you do, you know?
Totally.
I've found other direction and other stuff to put my focus and my purpose into that I've been called, I believe, to do. But at the same time, as far as my health journey, it's like, oh my gosh, where do I go from here? I've met my goal and surpassed it. Now what? You know? So
Totally.
you got to find that purpose and keep that direction, man. And it's got to be something bigger than weight loss because if that's all it is,
Right.
you're gonna get to that success, and then you're gonna be absolutely miserable, and you're gonna see from the same nasty perspective you had before you ever changed your life. It's got
Yeah.
to be bigger. It's got to be something bigger than us.
Yeah, I gotta double down on that. Me and my brother talk about this all the time, man. in my life, one of the biggest lessons I've learned is I had all of these lofty goals and things that I'd tried that I always failed, you know, in the past.
Mhm.
And it was because I wasn't focused on getting there, the process. I was focused on the end goal, and man, I failed every time I did that. But I swear now, the the goal, reaching your goal is good, but I swear the process is the way best part of all those things. It's the process of getting there, and that's what I love about this place that I'm at right now. I don't care if I get to my goal weight tomorrow or next month or next year or in 5 years, but I love waking up every day feeling so much better and with no worry about falling off the wagon anymore because it's just so healed, that I really, really am enjoying this process.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well, when you go
I
ahead.
can only I
Sorry.
can only imagine that, you know what I mean? Because I'm coming from a different spot. My spot isn't about limitations because of my physical condition, I being blessed. Mine is
Mhm.
pain,
Yeah.
and so I mean, I think a lot of people come to it from different vectors. And mine, I'm just ready to be free of some pain and
Mhm.
doing that. But I, it's so humbling to hear you express this joy to drive that I take for granted. You know,
Right.
there's so many of these
Mhm.
things in life that we take for granted until we don't have them. And if we've never lost them, the root words of compassion are com, which it means with, and patri means suffering. So with suffering is compassion. And it's
Totally.
awfully hard to have compassion when I've never walked in your shoes, you
So
know?
yeah,
So
I
when
do hear you. Me and my brother talked about that because, like, I feel like when I was younger, I was a way more judgmental person. But I'll tell you what, through the gambling stuff, through this health terrible problem, I have never had more compassion or feel more strongly about helping people in my life. I mean, it's more important to me than any. I used to be all money focused, work focused. I don't care anymore. I don't care about that stuff. I care about feeling good and then seeing people that were as lost as I was and trying to get the scales off their eyes and show them what I found because it's so dang important. Right? Like what you said when you get to your goal. My far goal is I want to I want to get down to, whatever my goal weight is, 250 or whatever it's going to be. I have no clue what it is, but I want to get there so bad because I want to be the reason that other people don't have any more reasons or excuses not to be able to do it. And I want to be the reason the doctors don't have an argument about
Yeah.
meat being bad anymore. I want to stand
Mhm.
right in front of them and just show all the receipts and say, you are the one that's out of your mind. You're the one that needs
No.
medical attention because you're on some sort of sad diet brain fog right now and you can't see the
Mhm.
truth that's right in front of you.
That's right. That's right. And you'll
I
get
had
there.
so Sean, you were saying, that when we did the interview the other day, you're hoping it would start affecting some people, that some people would see that. And I had actually an EMS, a 40-year guy,
Yeah.
sent me a message, and he said it's the first time he'd be able to wear pants in 4 years because
Man.
he couldn't, and all he could wear is sweats, and
Yeah.
he fit into his pants for the first time in 4 years. And I was like, I never even thought about that. I mean, I've
Yeah.
never been that heavy, and I'm more like Scott. I was sick mentally, I was physically sick, and I was a lot of pain. And
Yeah.
that, so mine was that, not just getting so big I couldn't fit in pants. I never even thought. And not being able
Mhm.
to drive, never thought of that either. You don't think about that. And
Yeah.
people are really suffering in bad places, really bad. And
Yeah.
it's opened my eyes. And I think everyone, that's what's great about YouTube is, none of us would have this discussion now without them. And YouTube, for its limitations and drawbacks, is still overall net positive if we use it right as this tool. We're getting out to all these people on this chat right now, and people who watch us
Mhm.
years from now are going to think about that for the first time. That there's people that can't drive, there's people that can't put pants on, and that's
Yep.
a victory, man. I mean, that's a non-scale victory, right? For sure. So
That's huge. That's huge, man. That's huge. Yeah.
yeah,
And that's my motivation, bro. And I appreciate you saying that because, like, honestly, there's so many. I get some of those emails, man,
Yeah.
and it really and you just don't know the encouragement and what my heart is filled with when I do, because I know they're suffering because I was there. And
Right.
that's why, people always ask, what about the haters and what about like, listen, when you start reaching people with a message that changes their lives, the haters take a back seat. You cannot focus on that because your mission is, and that's when you realize that it's bigger than you, is when somebody comes up to you and they're like, hey man, I came across your video and here's how it affected me and here's how my life's changed. And bro, that's way bigger than any of the other junk going on and all the stuff that goes along with it. So that's exciting, man. And reach out, man. And there's going to be somebody that sees this one day, this video right here. And you never know your influence. You, me, Todd, Scott, the people watching this video, you may think that you're insignificant because you're not on YouTube. No, you're significant to somebody, and somebody is watching your life. And they're waiting on you to show them the way, because if they see you doing it, it's going to give them just enough hope for them to hang on to. And it's big, man. It's huge.
I think that's one of the most amazing, if not underrated, aspects of the carnivore community. Is that, I mean, I'm 61 years old. I've been in a lot of communities, and I have to be honest with you, this is probably one of the most giving communities that I've ever been associated with. And I think it comes partially from a place where we have this shared understanding of pain and defeat and loneliness and loathing, all in ourselves. And the moment we start to elevate up out of that cesspool, right, of where we were, I mean, you talk about being on fire. You want to help people, and also it's so infectious, and people see it and people respond to it. And then we have a story that says something that's authentic at the gut level, and we don't have to be pushy. We don't have to, hey, look, most of us will say, you got to do you,
Yeah.
But this community is one of the most loving and caring communities I've ever had. And I mean, I'm a churched man, and I've been in a lot of churches. And I would still put this community in a lot of aspects up as a role model.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I could name a lot of churches that could learn a few things from the carnivore community.
That's a fact.
And they need to start eating carnivore, and then what would happen?
Well, there is that, but it's just amazing. We can be so diverse. We can come from so many different backgrounds, and then you're going to have people cheering. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. The first time, I had Carrie at Homestead Howe, give a shout out. I'm like, and like you, Sean, there are people who have put in the effort. They've reaped the reward, and they're at a level kind of like, you think, oh my gosh, well, like you were with Kelly Hogan on the 24-hour thing, right? You look at Kelly Hogan the same way I look up to you, right? But yet everybody else is reaching down the same way, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh, dude, it's humbling. It's insane for me to think about. A year ago, I was laying right here.
Wow. Same couch?
Out there. Same
Is that your couch? Dang.
Yeah, this is my couch. A year and a half ago, I was laying right here on the couch. That's where I slept, right there. And so, like, being able to speak. I spoke to Kelly Hogan and Dr. Barry at the same time with Carrie and them the other day. Yeah, that's surreal, man. Not that I elevate any of those people and put them on a pedestal, because they put their pants on the same way I do. I just have so much love and respect, and it's humbling to me, and it's really, honest to God, it's emotional to me, because they could have lied, they could have done anything else in the world to make money. if that's what it was about. But those people are putting their necks out for the truth, and I'm thankful for that because it led me to a way that changed my life. And so that's why I'm so passionate. And I guess I will be till people are just sick and tired of hearing about these crazy passionate stories that intentional carnivores got to say to you, because it's real, man, and real things, real people helping change real lives, man. That's what it's all about. Honestly.
They are pathfinders, and there's nothing wrong with admiring them. You're not elevating what you're doing. You're not like when I watch a great athlete out there, I'm not elevating him above anyone else. I'm saying he's great at, like Barry Sanders, running back. I mean, I used to love watching that guy run. I just love watching him run. And, when I see these guys like Dr. Chafee and Dr. Barry out there, I love watching them do their thing because they are skilled, honed, doctors and know their stuff. And they're the pathfinder. They led the way for sure. And it's great.
And they take a bunch of heat too. They take a bunch of heat, man.
Yeah.
And they have for a long time. So we got a question here. I think it's going to go quite almost hand in hand to what we talked about a little bit earlier about types of changes you might see if you're not seeing weight loss at the beginning of eating carnivore. Is exercising needed in the beginning? Appreciate it. The changes you're going to see are going to be different for each person. It's important that you do the best chronicling you can for the first days that you can remember to do it. And exercising, look, exercise for one person might be sedentary for another. So you need to know your limitations. If you've not been exercising a lot for a while, you need to go into it slowly and understand that your ligaments and your tendons might not be up to what your muscle contractions can be. Ask any one of us who's had a cramp at night how powerful your muscle can be and how that can hurt. But I think at the beginning, the weight loss, again, we can't say it often enough. That's a lagging indicator to your health, not a leading indicator. I hope that helps out there, Chaser.
Yeah, the main thing is just get used to eating meat. Don't worry about your weight. Don't worry about the exercise. Get used to the changing the relationship you have with food. And if you can get that squared away, if you get your mind right with food, your body is the easy part to fix, I promise. And like, I couldn't work out when I first started. I couldn't walk hardly to the bathroom and take a shower without sitting on the side of the bathtub because I'm so out of breath, I'm going to pass out. So there was no such thing as working out when I first started. I ate the right stuff. I put the right nutrients in my body. Anything, fat ruminants are the best, but any meat will work. Just get used to eating like that, and it'll help you out.
Totally. Yeah. And I was going to double down on that too and say on the getting used to eat meat, I think I did one thing really right that benefited me by a complete and total accident. But when I was trying to transition, get out from ketovore to carnivore and finally get over these carb cravings, I kind of made a emergency protocol because it was so strong and the depression and anxiety was so strong at that time that you'd wake up in the morning, you'd be hungry, craving stuff. You'd wake up in the morning, be full of anxiety. And then that was when I was always at my weakest. And man, that was when the cravings were the worst. I just kind of came up with this protocol to give myself 1 hour before I made any bad decisions and run and make bacon or steak and eat it until I was full. And the reason why I was doing that was because I had read about how, insulin resistance blocks the leptin from, being satiated. But there's another, and there's another appetite suppressant in the stretch markers in your stomach. That's why people eat until they're full, because that'll shut it off. So my idea, I'm kind of, an engineer minded. So I was like, well, if that switch is broken, I'm going to hit the other switch, which is the stretch markers, and keep me from at least hitting, eating any carbs. But what was crazy about that was I was just listening to Kelly Hogan the other day, and this just all clicked when she was talking about it. She was talking about a book that she read, and I got to get this book, and it's escaping me what it was the name of it, but what it was about was how you can take those cravings for carbs and it gives you an anticipatory doping fix.
Dopamine,
yeah. And if you eat the meat when you're having that intense carb craving,
you retrain it.
Yeah, you retrain it, and man, did that work spectacularly because
Was it
it was
was
so
it
strong.
Dopamine Nation? Is that what she was talking about?
I think it
Dopamine
was.
Nation?
Yep, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that all clicked when I heard her say that because I kept telling everybody, I'm like, this sounds crazy, but my taste buds are so changing. What I like now is so different than what I liked before. Now I get ravenous for meat, which to me was crazy. But I think I actually did use that to my advantage, just ignorantly, just by doing it. Because man, that really clicked over in a short period of time, and that was so strong because I have no carb cravings now. Now when I get hungry, I want a ribeye. You know,
That is awesome.
I would say on the exercise front, I mean, I'm pretty athletic. I mean, but I was out of shape, and mentally I was in no position to exercise when I started this diet. And physically probably, because I had injuries that hadn't healed, that had been nagging for years from the military. So I did zero exercise for the first 60 days. Although I'm going to give this caveat: if you find yourself where you're feeling motivation to get off the couch and do something, then what I started doing, because I did have that, I started going for a walk in the morning in the sunshine. And if you can do that, if that's your first exercise, walk 2 blocks, walk 4 blocks, walk a mile, whatever. That's great exercise, especially in the beginning. And then ease yourself in. Now, have I transitioned? Yeah, now I've transitioned to doing weight band exercise and sprinting. And listen, 6 months, guys, because 6 months ago I could not sprint. I couldn't even run with my ankle. This is amazing healing. So I'm just saying you can transform completely, but just take it listen to your body. This whole carnivore diet is an exercise in listening to your body and learning its signals, because you have to learn them because they're broken on the standard diet. Your hunger signals are broken, your motivation, everything's broken, emotional, and you're gonna start getting these signals, and they're really subtle, and you have to start listening. That's why it's so important, like Scott said, to maybe journal some of this stuff, right? Non-scale victories aren't just motivation; they're learning your body. So
You know, you just gave me this. I almost had like maybe I don't like to use the word epiphany, but I had this new an analogy pop in my head to maybe what we should have for a slogan is for people new or just exploring it is kind of like with the Matrix, right? Everything you know is upside down. You know, Carrie did a video about everything being upside down, but everything you're thinking on the standard American diet is 180 out. You just need to sit down and say, like you were saying, Todd, about taking a breath. You know, take a breath. Be responsive. Don't be reactive. And in that, we need to learn the vocabulary of saying, I got to hold on because I probably have a very inaccurate. I'm trying to be specific here. I probably own a very inaccurate perception of what is really healthy and what is right. And then I have to say, I'm not going to go to the sources I went to that gave me this inaccurate and reinforced idea, like the television, print, the supermarkets, right? You walk in a supermarket, they're all in too, right? And we need to find ways to sit there and say, like Susan Powder. Now, Larry might remember Susan Powder. Somebody in the comments might. But back in the early 90s, this lady who walked around like a great big white head Q-tip lady doing selling all this like aerobic stuff, Susan Powder. And I'm telling you, I said, she was even before Billy Blanks, all right? and Susan Powder just go out there a whole time, but you got to find a way to not let your lifelong sources that led you to where you are now to be where you go back to for your knowledge and your wisdom, right? Doing the same things you always did, expecting different results is what do we call it?
Insanity.
The definition of what?
Insanity.
Yeah.
I got a degree in that.
I hear you.
Doctor of insanity. You got a doctorate.
Yeah, I want to double down. I wanted to double down on that exercise thing too. This is just from my perspective, but in my head, of course, it was there. I mean, even when I was at 700 pounds and couldn't stand for 90 seconds, I bought a treadmill. I'm like, I got, this is before I found success with Carnivore. And I was like, all right, I guess I got to get on this treadmill. And it was so ridiculous. It was just idiotic, but that brainwashing's in there, right? That's your way out. And, and so when I finally started feeling better, I realized that, two things were fighting me, because that old brain was telling you that, well, I must be lazier than other people. I must be weaker than other people. I must be a worse person than other people, because I failed so many times. That stuff was going through. Then when the brain fog lifted and I could see things clearer, I just realized that I knew somehow in my soul that when I felt better and I was stronger, there was going to be no problem me being more active. You know what I mean? Once I healed. And that has been absolutely the case. Nobody's got to tell me to get up and move. I mean, it is a joy and a freedom and a blessing to get to move and get exercise. So I didn't concentrate on that. What I did was I concentrated on using that energy and, as I was building stamina and strength, using that energy and strength to build something for success so that I could stay on Carnivore. So meal prep and ordering the stuff, getting everything ready so that I could stay. That's where I focused that energy, and it really did work for me quite well.
Looks like you got a friend there, Todd. You got a little pup back there, huh?
Yeah, she's on Carnivore with me. This is Cosette.
Nice.
She is 16 years old, and she about 8 months ago, I had to lift her hind end off the ground every time she wanted to stand up because she couldn't get up. And I put her on all beef, and now she hops in this chair, no problem. She hops up in the bed.
Huge.
She's so much healthier, and she's going on 17 now.
That is yet another testament, because if you look at the dog food business, right? They make about as much profit on that dry dog food as a movie theater does on popcorn, right?
Totally.
And I just think it's an awesome testimony in that alone. But I think what you're saying, Todd, is, and I'm sure the rest of y'all will do say the same thing, is success breeds success. And so that's why it's important to take your scale and park it away.
Yeah.
So, and then learn to write those other skills. Like this shirt right here that fits me voluminously. I don't know, very loose, right?
Yeah.
I could not even put it on 2 months ago, right?
Yeah.
And my weight's only 30 pounds. But I've reconfigured and transformed and transmorgified, and now I can wear stuff. I can wear stuff that's been sitting on my shelf for 3 years. My wife kept thinking I was a smaller man than I really was. So, you can get into this? No, I can't. And when you put clothes on and it pops up over your belly, or you got the underbelly, right? Yeah. I'm like, I'm digging this, but I have to write it down because I forget it. Now, lucky enough, I have no problem getting in front of the camera. So my chronicle is here in YouTube. I don't have to stand in front of a camera all the time. But, man, I tell you, success breeds success.
Yep. It sure does. And I know
in May, I bought a shirt. I liked it a lot. It was at Kohl's. It was on the rack. I'm like, man, that shirt's going to look good on me. I tried to put it on. It was like super tight. Like I couldn't put it on. I was like, man. And that was the biggest size they had. I'm like, what kind of models they got wearing this stuff, man? This ain't a real man. And then I'm like, okay, I'm on Carnivore. I've been on for over 60 days. I'm losing weight. I'm going to buy this. And I know I'm going to wear it. And then I wore it on my 4th video, I think. It was like a celebration video. I'm like, yeah, look, it's perfect. Like I was the model. Like they made it for me. It was like tailored.
That's right.
And I was awesome. Man, so you can do that kind of stuff too. I mean, if you know what your body was like before and you're going that direction, you can buy yourself some stuff that you know you're going to fit in, and that's kind of fun. Just something you can think of.
Yeah, dude, I'm that guy holding. I don't hold grudges, but I'm holding a grudge against a couple of companies because they didn't make some of the clothes for the size when I was in a 6X. I couldn't get their shirt, so now that I'm in a large or extra large, I don't want their shirt. I'm not buying it.
How about the prices? How about the prices on those shirts?
Oh, bro, come on now. And I'm not even trying to be a jerk about it. I'm just saying, like, listen, stop trying to make life harder on people than it already is, you know? If they'll pay the extra, you know, I understand it may cost a little more because it's more material, whatever. But not offering it to me, come on. I'd
Yeah,
buy
but
it.
buying t-shirts for $60, you know,
Oh,
man, I
yeah,
got so
yeah.
tired of that. I just put on a shirt that I was wearing that's an 8X shirt I was wearing 11 months ago. And I put
Right
that
on.
thing on and I was so tickled.
Wow.
Happy. That thing looked like a moo.
King size.
Yeah.
There you go.
Kingsize.com, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
my
Yep.
wife got this. She was at the hospital the other day, and they, at the hospital, they got all these magazines, and she brought it for me. And I said, "I love you, but I'm 3 months away from shopping on little people's racks."
Yeah.
Right.
It's a weird feeling, man, because I've been on the Big and Tall store site since I was, man, a long time. It's weird to be able to walk into a store and find something that's, oh, well, do they have a smaller size? They don't have my size. It's
I'm looking
weird,
forward
dude.
to that.
Yeah,
can
it'll
imagine.
get there, brother.
Well, that's like for our fairer friends, right? That's like when you don't shop at Lane Bryant anymore, right?
I don't even know what
Just-
that is.
That's
Yeah,
a Lane. That's a store for women who are gifted. You know what I mean? Who
Oh,
are
okay.
blessed,
oh,
right?
yeah.
I didn't know that. I went into there one time wanting to buy something. They had some nice stuff and totally inattentive, right? And I went in there to buy something for my wife, and I got kicked out of the store. They thought I was pranking them because my wife was like maybe a size 6 or something. You know what I mean? And they're like, no. I think they start at 12 or something. I don't know exactly. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to say. I said it was quality clothes. I like the way they looked. They looked very professional. I liked them. You know. And I'm not a clothes horse. I didn't know any better. Boy, oh boy, and then I made a critical mistake. You know what I did next, right?
No, you didn't go home and tell her about it.
I did.
No, you didn't. You didn't. You didn't do it. Come on now.
I never said I was smart.
Oh man.
It's been fun,
Yeah.
guys. I have got to get off here. I got to get to bed. I've got to
Me
go. I
too.
got a few things to do, but I appreciate the opportunity to come on and hang out with you guys, and appreciate what you guys are doing. And we'll have to do it again some other time.
Well,
It was
that.
fun.
I have a standing invitation to people. I try to do this Monday through Thursday nights, just after most of the lives are done. I don't want to step on anybody's toes and give people an opportunity to mix up. Like Todd just jumped in. A couple weeks ago, Larry jumped in. Now you. I mean, that's what this is for opportunity for people to just get in and mix it up about the topics that are near and dear to their heart. So I appreciate each one of you. Thank you for coming in, Sean.
No problem.
Absolutely, brother.
Todd.
I'm rolling too. Yeah.
Larry, good to see you, brother. Larry, Todd,
Good,
y'all take care. Scott, God bless you, and we'll see you guys soon.
Hey
Keep
Todd,
pushing
I
forward.
like to subscribe, man.
See ya.
I'm following you now, so we'll talk.
Oh, thank you.
Take it
Yeah,
easy,
for
brother.
sure. I'd love to do a live with you or something. That'd be awesome.
That'd be great, man. Yeah.
Awesome, brother.
Yeah.
Y'all
All right,
take
Guys, have a
care.
great night. Appreciate
Take
it.
care. God bless. Good night.
Wow.
All right, let me get this right. Good. I gotta learn how to spell good. Good night.
Okay, we're offline there.
No, we're still online. There's
Oh.
still 43 people in here, Todd. We're not.
Oh, nice.
This isn't like a stream where I just turn it off. If I turn it off, it's all going away because
Oh,
that's
okay.
it. Yeah. So
way new at StreamYard, so
yeah, so am I. We're still learning things. You know, we still have some folks in here. That's great. I just think the idea is I throw this up there, and like tonight was I'm gonna be honest with you, it was off the chain because a lot of people follow yourself and the Bill not on here and a whole bunch of other people. Chad's up on here. Sean showed up. You know, people come in with other people this way, and now a whole bunch of people have never been able to hear that were maybe on y'all channel got an opportunity to come here and see and hear me bloviate ad nauseum, but that's cool. So that's just what I'm doing. I just do a free form ad hoc thing, and you know, Susan and all the people come in here on a regular basis. We're just having a good time. And
Yeah, well, I sure appreciate it. I got the notifications. I hopped over, so it was fun to get on here for sure.
well, you bet. So everybody in the chat, by all means, you're more than welcome to call out for me to throw the link, and I put it right there in the comment section. So cut and paste it. I think I can have up to 10 people. I probably won't go much more than maybe 5. I think it's a little bit difficult, 4 or 5, but come on in and let me know, and we'll cycle people through and let everybody get an opportunity to share, because I'd love to be able to have Bill Knott come in here and be live and do it. Maybe we'll pull our guitars out and we'll try a little bit of something, or anything can happen.
Heck yeah.
All right, my friend. Well, hey, I'm glad I got a chance to interact with you personally here tonight, Todd. That was
it was great to meet with you.
much appreciated. And I guess I hate saying good night, because I like to see people. I like to chat, if you haven't noticed. So, but I've got to get ready for tomorrow. I gotta go. I had some irregular blood tests, so I have to go back tomorrow, get some more blood tests and make sure everything's good. But nothing that I'm panicking about. But I probably should be able to be awake to get there. So
right on.
I guess I had to get to hit the rack.
Yep, I got to get to bed too, but I appreciate chatting with you, and thanks for inviting me on.
All right, my friend. You take care of yourself.
Yep,
and everybody else out there in the chat, thank you so much for all the people who came over from the other channels and everything. I hope everybody had an opportunity to like and follow, and to get the other channels for people that were on here, because I think that's really important for us to cross-link, and that way, like they say, a rising tide lifts all ships. I mean, as we start to send out this message more and more people see it, and we start giving a little bit of a gravitas to the topic, I think that'd be really good. Hello, Helen from Norway. Good to see you. Thank you for dropping in. We're just getting ready to close it up. I apologize for this being a relatively short one tonight, but got started late, letting people finish up their lives, and it is already after 11 o'clock here, and you can tell I need my beauty sleep and all those good things. But it's been so wonderful to see everybody here tonight. I really appreciate y'all working that chat and doing things. And who knows, maybe we'll get some people to come on another time. I don't know, maybe Woodster come on, or maybe we'll get Who's Your Carnivore coming on, and Ellen, or anybody who wants to come on. I'll throw that link out there, and I'd be more than happy to, just like we did tonight. We'll just mix it up, throw out some topics, and see if we can't find ways to engender a stronger relationship amongst us all. So until then, hey, the RV Family Life, I see you're in here. I apologize if I didn't call out people a whole bunch. Shannon McDonald, thank you very much. And Nick, thank you. Of course, Lisa's Blessed Life. And Keto Vorgonian, thank you so much, Miss Becky. Until we meet again, thank you so much. Good to see you in again. One Hope for All, MFG, that's great. I'm so tickled pink to see you all here, particularly coming from another channel. But I think what we're going to do, and Chad, thank you for coming in as well. All right, my friends, you all take care. Good night. God bless. And we'll see you on next week. Tomorrow night. We'll do some tomorrow night. And then I'm vacationing, so I'll be out until next week. So until then, take care. Again, God bless. Bye-bye. If I can find the button to take this thing off, where is that thing? Ah, there you are. Goodbye.